Oh my God, 125 people. 125. Is it ready?
Yeah. You saw 125. I think the other one is there.
No. Hi everyone, good evening, welcome. I hope all of you are doing well. I hope you've prepared for the exam. So I just wanted to start us off by saying that we had a small technical problem, which is why we couldn't come live at 7. However, I think we have tried to fix that right now and we are here. So we'll wait for another 10 seconds and then we can get us started. I have something interesting, but at the same time, something which could be a little interesting for all of you also. So if you've prepared well by now, I think this should be a good platform for you to just focus on things, right? Okay. We are tense for tomorrow's exam. Please don't be tensed. It's not difficult. Actually, English is not something that you should be tensed about at all. You should be quite confident with all the revisions that we have done, with all the notes that we have shared. I think you should be feeling confident. So if you're not feeling confident, please put that in the chat as well so that we can look into it and we will see if we can help you out in whatever time we have, right? So that's good. I'm prepared, everything but 4 marks. The preparation is still going on. That's good. You still have some time. So continue to prepare. 2 marks are confusing. Okay, can you share a little bit about that on the chat so that I can look into it right now? Good to know that your statistics exams were good actually today. So that's something that you should definitely, that we are actually very happy about. So thank you so much. And yes, I will convey this to Pratap sir. 3 mark, 4 mark limit. Okay. Okay, yes, a lot of people who had exams today, I think you would find it quite difficult to cope up with the exam, right? So English, uh, fortunately, it is not the most toughest examination. I'm saying most toughest, double superlative, because it is, I think the resources which we have provided on this channel should be helpful for you. Even if you have a good 2 hours, 3 hours, I think if you are strategic about it, and I think if after this live video, I think it'll also help you a little bit more. So keep a pencil and a pen or a book next to you and make some notes that might help you prepare with less time as well. Does handwriting matter in board exams? Yes, it does. It is a very, very important element of language papers. The way you present your answer actually is an indication of how much effort. For me, as an evaluator, I look at the effort that you put, right? So if you have, and hence presentation matters a lot. So if you write, if you scribble, and if you're not like writing neatly, then naturally the evaluators will not know what you've written, right? Some people will not be able to read the paper also. Even you might write great answers, but if it is not legible, then unfortunately they may not consider it, right? So efforts do matter, children. Yes. Grammar half enough, so don't worry. I think there are going to be some links that will be shared on the chat section. So those links, if you click on it, it will take you to the videos where I have done extensive videos about the grammar, right? and that grammar video is around 1 hour, so you can put it in 2x speed and you can just refer to it. I think that should help you for sure. And for the 3 marks and 4 marker summaries, yes, I have written 3 markers and 4 markers for all of you. The resources are there on Telegram channel, and it will also be shared here as well for your reference. So please do look into that. And I'm also trying to cover a little things today in at least like a 15-20 minutes short snap for what is really necessary for your exams, right? So that should also help you. Will the questions come from the model question paper? That's actually a good question. So statistics children who have written statistics exam today, and I think you had psychology also today. So put that in the chat box, right? Like what percentage of the questions actually came from the model papers? I think if you share it, we should be able to see if there's a pattern or a trend, right? So do share on the chat box if statistics and psychology papers came as per the model papers. That should help. And then based on that, maybe you can predict that also. Okay, so all right, so I think we will start. I think some of you, we don't have the time as well, right? Because all of you are supposed to be preparing as well. So let's start. So what I'm actually going to do right now is I'm going to try to predict what type of questions will come, right? A disclaimer is I'm not saying just study what I'm telling you. What's important is I'm just predicting based on the 3 papers that were written last year and the 3 model question papers that have come right now. There are certain patterns which you should know about, and I'm going to share those patterns with you. Studying these questions will definitely help you be well prepared. So keep a pen and a book next to you and make notes accordingly, and look for the resources from the PDFs that are there on Telegram. That should be the thing, right? So we'll start with when you're old. I'm actually focusing a lot on 3 markers and 4 markers. Sorry. I will be focusing on 3 marks and 4 marks because that's one of the pain points that I have seen in the chat box, right? Most of you are confused with the 3 markers and 4 markers. So if I share what type of questions you can expect, so then it's easy for you to revise for those questions also. No, so that's what I will do. So what I've done is I've actually I've looked at the three last year's papers, exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3, and the 3 model question papers, and I made a list of questions, how many times it is repeated, and what could be the possible weightage or the percentage of chances that it can come this time, right? So that's what we'll do as a prediction today, and I'm hoping that it'll give you an understanding of what type of questions the board generally asks from these poems, right? So that's what we'll do. We'll start with when you're old now. After two things, I will actually look at the chat to see what you're all sharing, and we'll see if we can address those questions also, right? And also we'll try to keep this video short, children, because you also need to spend some time studying today, right? So I don't want to keep you hooked onto your mobiles for a long period of time. So from when you're old, last year we did not have any questions for 3 marks or 4 marks from this. So none of the 3 papers actually had questions from this. Maybe there would have been 1 markers and 2 markers. But in your model question papers, there are 3. Each of the model papers have 3 different questions. The first question they say is, how is the love of the poet different from the love of others, right? So question, if you write the summary, you will get your marks. Okay. The second question that they have given in the second model paper was how is the man's love, that is the poet's love, different again from others? Basically, the question is the same. Bare rephrase madidare avaru. At the end of the day, the questions are more or less the same itself. And if you write the entire summary for this, emphasizing on the difference that was there, pilgrim soul, the man loved her for her pilgrim soul, whereas the others loved her for her moments of glad grace and the sorrows of changing face. Basically, beauty matra they were interested, but they were not interested about the soul, right? So that is something that you should remember and write. My voice is echoing is what some of you are sharing. So I'm just assuming it will be good for you to try using earphones. That might help you. If not, then you can just let me know again. The last question that they have asked in the third model paper is the uniqueness of the poet's love. Uniqueness of the poet's love. Right? So the unique thing about his love is the same answer itself. Nothing changes. So from when you're old, if you are able to read and if you are able to write, I think any question can come which is similar to these 3 questions itself, right? Preparatory exam papers, it was more or less the same type of questions that came. There was only one question that was there, that is why did he flee up the mountain anta yado one question ittu. This is in the second preparatory. It is again the same. If you write the summary, you will get your marks, emphasizing on the last stanza. So these are the 4 possible questions that you will get. Now my prediction is that one of these 4 questions will only come. If you look at it, these 3 questions are same. It's the same but worded differently. So in all possibility, you will get a question where you have to write the same answer itself. That is why I'm saying in all my videos, for poems, if you study, there are 3 poems as per blueprint. Amuru poems na, if you are thorough with any question you get it, you should be able to get full 3 out of 3. That is 9 marks is for sure, right? So this is with when you're old. Now let's move to the next poem, that is To a Foot from Its Child. Okay, so from the to a Foot from Its Child, Ali, there were a lot of questions that actually came in the last year's preparatory paper, board exams paper also. Exam 1 Ali, they asked a question about the changes that the foot underwent. These changes are basically the shape hinge change. It became from triangular heads, eyeless reptiles, hard as a horn, quartz, right? So that point is important to write. This came in exam 1, first exam al bandidu. Then there was question about journey of the foot. Okay, journey of the foot. So idralli you should write about market, ministries, mines, etc. So this question came in exam 2. And then why is the foot defeated in life or defeated in life another bagge? This is also a combination of both actually. If you are able to write both these answers, you should get. This came in exam 3. Okay, model question paper nalli one question is very interesting. They say that the poem reflects the conflict between illusion and real life anta kelidare. So at the end of the day, you are writing again the summary itself. In the illusion that the foot had was it wanted to become a apple or a butterfly. That line you should write in the beginning. In the end, what it happened was that it didn't have it was neither an apple nor a butterfly. It had to toil in the shoe like a slave, right? So that is how you should write this answer. Basically the summary itself, our entire summary na baradre, you should write, you will get your marks. This came in model question paper 2. Okay, and the last question that is there is write a note on the foot in the shoe, the life of foot in the shoe. Basically again you are combining both the answers and writing. So you'll notice what pattern are you seeing, children? You are seeing that they could ask you about the life of the foot, bere bere tara kelbodu, but if they ask you about the life of the foot, whether it is in the shoe, whether it is over the course of time, you have to write the same answer. Similarly, if they ask you the challenges that it went through, again you're writing the same answer. If they ask you the changes that happened in the foot, then you're emphasizing on the keywords over there. Hard as a horn, quartz shape agate, triangular heads, eyeless reptiles, idella baribekagutte. Okay, so that's what you should remember from To a Foot from Its Child. My prediction for this lesson, for this poem, is you might get a question about the changes of the foot that occurs in the foot, or the life of the foot. Ee ಎರಡು question na prepare ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ you will get your full 3 marks. So like I'm saying, just read the summary. If you read the summary, question kelira prakara you can adjust and you can write. Okay, so I'm seeing some, how should I begin the answer is a question that you have said. Yeah, funny answer. So that the teacher, all right. Okay, so basically for length of the answer, I've already covered this in yesterday's live session. I'm going to repeat this again. 3 marks again, one full A4 size page idalva, around 3/4 of the page if you write, it is good, because the keywords are important. Sumne page tumsadre, you'll not get marks in English. It's not about writing long answers. I'm being very honest here, right? Bariyadrelli there should be quality and there should be key points. Otherwise you will not get marks. So please write quality answers. For quality answers, you can refer to our notes. I think that's good. We have included all the keywords in it so that you should be able to get your full 3 or 4 marks. Okay, please remember, introduction na baribeku. Introduction baritavaga write, focus on the theme of the poem, and you get to your main answer. 2 paragraphs should be good enough for you. Okay, yes, thank you, Sanjana. I hope you also do well and you do really get 90 plus. Why not 95 plus, right? So let's hope for the best. Okay, so let's move on to the next poem that they will ask you. I hope you have made notes of what are the possible questions that they might ask you from these 2 poems, right? So let's try to do a few more from the next poem that I have told you. Next poem is Heaven If You're Not Here on Earth. Okay. So E poem alli, last year there were only 2 questions. Paper 1 alli this question was not there for 3 marks, but paper 2 and paper 3 we had questions. Okay. So the 2 questions were very similar. Nature bagge they asked for 3 marks. The elements that are present in nature which makes heaven on earth, that was asked for 3 marks. This was in paper 2. And in paper 3 they asked, that is the third exam, they asked heaven lies all over the earth, heaven lies all over, explain anta. They had asked for 3 marks, which was in paper 3. Okay. Again, both the answers you will have to write the same aspect. The second paragraph bagay you should focus. The second stanza, basically you just have to write the summary. If I have to be very curt and direct, right? This model question papers nalli they have again asked the same question. This has come in one paper, and how does the poet create heaven on earth anta kelidare. How does the poet create heaven on earth? Heaven on earth. This has come in 2 model question papers. Second one and third model question paper allu bandide. So that is the 3 questions that can possibly come from this poem. So which means if you read again the summary, you should be able to answer this question. But remember the keywords. Humans themselves create heaven on earth because they should consider themselves to be nymphs and gods. Okay, NYMPH, nymphs, which is angels, and gods. This is your first stanza. Second stanza really talks about the nature. Naturally, there are so many things: roaring stream, rolling surf, tender sunshine on verdant gardens. Okay, then gentle sun ide. Then you also need to remember the third stanza. In the third stanza, we have moonlight, splendor of harvest, and heaven can be, the poet can create heaven on earth by imbibing and spilling the song of nectar. Okay, so basically that those are the key points that you should remember. Key points, now if you're able to write it in the form of a good answer, you should be able to get your marks. Yes. Okay, I know that you have requested a few things in terms of reported speech. Okay, 3 markers. We are doing the 3 markers right now. Okay, so we are doing the 3 markers. For those who are asking about reported speech, I think I have a very quick answer for this. Reported speech is something that we have already made in another video, right? So that link can be posted to you on the chat, and you can quickly refer to that video because that will cover the reported speech element. And I have explained it with a with all the 3 model question papers examples. So when you open that video, you will be able to move to that section of the video, and you will automatically find the answers to the 3 questions that I've done. It is called as the grammar video. Okay, so that will be very quickly put on the chat box by Pawan sir, and you can quickly open that and you can go for it. MCQs, we have done it yesterday. So Tejas, just refer to the MCQs that we have done yesterday. And question bankally, there are a lot of MCQs there. So question bankally MCQs now, you can just quickly solve it. And I think you should be able to get your MCQs there. Okay, I have covered the MCQs in yesterday's video, so please do look at the live session that we have done yesterday's. You will find it in the live section of the channel itself, right? So that's great. I think some of you are asking for 4 markers. I will move to the 4 markers. Ili tanka, what I have done is I have done 3 markers. So ili nimage 9 marks illa barutte. Okay, if you are focusing on when you are old, heaven if you are not here on earth, and to a foot from its child, 3 into 3, 9 marks. So now you have to do 1 extra lesson, and that extra lesson, according to me, can be forest, or I believe books will, forest or sunny morning. So I'll tell you what has come in the previous question paper so that you will get a hang of it, right? In the interest of time, I'm also going to just read it out so that you can make notes accordingly, and I can also constantly look at the chat box so that I can stay engaged with your things, right? So forest lesson ali, last year's first paper ali, they had asked about Earth University bagge. The answer is brilliant. I have given, I think it's a very simple answer you need to write. Chipko movement bagge kelidru for 4 marks last time. Tapovan bagge kelidru for 4 marks last time. This time you don't have it for 4 marks, children. The lesson in the bare 3 marks batte. Model question paper 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಮಾಲಯನ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, then ನವಧಾನ್ಯ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, and eco apartheid and separatism ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ. So I would say look at the 3 questions that have come from the model question paper, which is Himalayan region ನಲ್ಲಿ how was the Chipko movement happening ಬಗ್ಗೆ. This is there in the first part of your lesson. Then Navadanya farm is a very commonly asked question. I think in some of your preparatories also you got it. And separatism ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, which is about eco apartheid, Cormac Cullinan ಬಗ್ಗೆ. So these 3 are good questions to refer to, and I think I would predict that these are questions that you might get in the exam as well. If you write the summaries, will it be good enough for 3 marks? Yes, it will be good, because the summary which I have given you covers the answers for all type of questions. So if you refer to my notes, those answers should be able to help you get full 3 marks. But at the same time, what I would recommend is conclusion ಬರೀತವಾಗ write the conclusion properly. ಆ question ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರೋ just try to rewrite that in the form of a sentence. That should be good enough for you to get 3 marks. Yeah, passage is actually quite easy. You don't have to really worry about the passage. The answers will be there. Just read the passage and connect the questions and find the answers. It's dead easy. Actually, it's easy 9 marks for you, so don't worry. Okay. Everything I need to know. Yes. You can skip it. You don't need to go for it. 2 more questions again. You will get a good resource in your question bank itself. Our question bank, they have asked a lot of good questions for 2 marks. And the good thing is the our answers so you can definitely refer to that, and that should be fine. Notes you are asking, yes, we will actually go through the notes. We will share the link of the notes again. It is on the Telegram channel, so definitely you can refer to that. 80% from the model question papers 1, 2, and 3, and preparatory 1, 2. See, I will not say pakka, okay, because we never know how the paper is, right? And none of us have seen the papers also. So pattern wise, it is possible that repeat irbodu. But again, I am not going confidently saying that it is possible that you will get the same, that to 80%. I wouldn't say that. It would be a wrong thing to say, and if it doesn't come, then that will be injustice, right? So I think you should use the model question paper to check whether you know everything or not. But of course, the reason why I'm doing this video should be to find the patterns. Patterns only you should be able to prepare well. Okay. Yeah, Kannada and statistics have almost same 70% bandirbodu. Makes sense. But again, just 2 papers we cannot predict, right? It is possible. I'm not going to deny it. It is possible that you might get a good percentage of the questions from the model paper, which is why I'm giving you the list of questions also. So our questions are thorough prepare it is good. But like I'm saying, even at bandila andrunu poetry nali summaries na odidre, definitely you should be able to get your 9 marks, right? So that's the whole objective of this. Okay, now very quickly, Sunny Morning again, let's discuss. Sunny Morning nali 2 questions have repeated multiple times. That is the description of beauty of Donald Ara. Recently, a PDF I had shared, which has Sunny Morning the 4 markers and 3 markers in it, and 2 dear the 4 markers questions ge answers kuda bardide. And these questions are from the model question papers. So I have already written the answers. You can refer to those answers over here. So beauty of Donald Ara last year paper 3 nal bandittu 3 marks ge, and model question paper 2 nallu bandittu, and in one of your preparatory exam nallu bandittu. So that seems like a common question. I have written this answer with using textual words in my notes. Refer to it. Then Donald Ora's death ಬಗ್ಗೆ fake stories. Children, fake stories ಎರಡೂನು ನೀವು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ then you will cater to 3 marks also, 4 marks ಗೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So focus on Donald Ora's death ಬಗ್ಗೆ. So this is pretty much it from Sunny Morning for 3 marks. Sunny Morning 4 marks questions ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. So when I do the 4 mark section. So far I'm hoping you're following, children. We have covered 5 total lessons, 3 poems and 2 lessons na cover ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. I have also predicted what type of questions you will get. So I would say be resourceful right now. Question bank na nodi and model question papers na nodi. If you need the link for the model question papers, we can put that, but it's very easy. You can just type PU board second PUC students corner. You will get the list of different things that is there, and you will get your model question papers there. Okay, So that's with respect to 3 marks. Japan and Brazil kuda ide 3 marks ge. But like I said, right now so many children are complaining and saying that you don't have the time to prepare, right? So what I would suggest is 5 lessons na clear na othkondre, then in all possibility you have to answer 4 questions alva. You also have prepared for buffer. And poems preparation is not at all a difficult thing. Each poem should take only 15 minutes to prepare. So in a span of half an hour to 40 minutes, you will be done with 3 poems. So don't really worry about your preparation time. Now let's move to the 4 markers, because this is where so many of you are actually stuck at, right? And it is difficult. 4 markers bariyadu is not at all easy. It is actually slightly tough because the expectation is that way itself, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit about time management now. Yesterday a lot of you did share about time management, heng madadu and all. See, you have ample time, but the thing is that when you're writing the answers, we tend to write long answers which are unnecessary. 4 marks again, my suggestion is to write around 1.5 pages, because all the questions will have content to write for 1.5 page. When you overwrite, andre ನೀವು extra explanation ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ, then you will write to 2 pages, and if you write your own extra stories, it will go to 2.5 pages. So I would recommend you not to write more than 1.5 pages, and keep your answers crisp and clear. Don't simply stretch it and elaborate it unnecessarily. Textbook ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ತರ, if you're able to write it properly, that is more than enough. But the students think that if you write more, you'll get more marks, right? It's not about that. It's writing quality. Quality of your answer is important, and the content should be correct. Only then you will get your marks, right? So 4 marks ಗೆ ಈ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. You have to attempt 3 questions for 4 marks. Each question ಗೆ at least 10-12 minutes ಕೊಡಿ ನೀವು to write, because if you don't give that much time, you will simply unnecessarily be confused in the exam hall, right? So roughly 30 minutes you should take for attempting the 3 questions for 4 marks. If you know the answer very well, I think you will not even take 30 minutes. You should probably be done in 20 minutes itself. So that's what I would say for time. Yes, Sonu, Romeo Juliet, as per the blueprint, is not coming for 4 marks. You can say it is a poem that is written by William Shakespeare. What type of a poem is it? It is a tragic love story between Romeo and Juliet, right? You can also write that Romeo belonged to the Montagues and Juliet belonged to the Capulet family. That also you can write. So ideally, it is not a 4 mark question as per the blueprint, but there's no harm in studying for it, right? So that's fine. Okay. Kanakarajan, who was Kanakarajan? Kanakarajan was the owner of Ram Cycles, right? So what did he do? He was when there was a shortage of ladies cycle, he is the person who helped with the men's cycle. And then when P. Sainath went over there, he said that his sales and profit was estimated. He estimated it at a high rate, right? That's it. It's not definitely it's not a 4 mark question for you to write about Kanakarajan. You just need to know that he was the owner of Ram Cycles. That's something that you should keep in mind. Okay. Yeah, 1 page could be enough for 4 marks also. But the thing is that it depends on the question, children. So you cannot write, if it is a question about the fictitious stories of both Don Alora and Don Gonzalo for 4 marks, naturally it will come more than 1 page, because you have to write so much, Alva. So it would probably be dependent on the question. There is no fixed limit. I am not saying that maximum you should write this much, minimum you should write. I'm saying the ideal limit could be 1.5 pages, because in that you should be able to cover all the things, right? Board is also not stupid. They're not going to give you a big answer which will take around 2.5 pages for you to write. That is waste, right? For 4 marks, that is not at all ideal. So they will give you a question which is enough, which has enough content for 4 marks, and which will give you enough time to attempt it also, right? So don't really worry so much about it. Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to go into the 4 mark questions. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 mark questions ನಲ್ಲಿ 2D. I'm just referring to my notes. Okay, 2 dear voter. All right. So for 2 dear, in the last years, actually it has come in all the papers, right? Last year only. In the first exam, the question that was there was the King of Monaco, the execution of murder ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. This is an answer that I've already written. This was a question that has come in the last exam. Then they've asked a good question here about gaming houses. Monaco was the only country that had gaming houses, but other countries actually banned it under Kelidare. So you need to be able to write about the gaming houses. Okay. So that is something that you should remember. I have also given this answer in your in that PDF. So I have actually written the answer keeping in mind the textual words. So please go through that. Then in the model question paper, there were questions about arguments of not going out of the prison. So the criminal was put in the prison. He gave a lot of reasons for not going out. Yake anta they have asked. That can be one question that you will get for 4 marks. The life of the prisoner after he came out of the prison. This is a very short answer. See, each question ge 1 page barado. You won't be able to write more because the points itself are very less, right? So this is an easy question. This came in the last year's third paper. Why did the king keep changing his mind? Anta? This has come in the model question paper 2, and arguments for not going out has come for model question paper 3. So e ವರ್ಷದ model papers ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ arguments for not going out of the prison ಎರಡು ಸತಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. Model question paper 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ and model question paper 3 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ, and the king kept on changing his decisions ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So this has come in model question paper 2, and I think in one of the preparatory exams also this had come. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a high possibility that you might get questions with these two things itself, right? Like gaming house question last year was banditu, but you never know. If I was studying, I would study these 4 questions very thoroughly. I repeat, study why the king kept on changing the decisions again and again. Then why did the king, what was the life of the prisoner after he went out of the prison to lead his life. Then third question that you should remember is about gaming houses. And the fourth question is arguments for not going out of prison. That's the most repeated question actually in your model paper. So model question paper nodidre, you have this question and this question very commonly repeated. So I would say put your money on this and let's see if that really happens. Okay. So 4 marks only you have to attempt. How many questions, children? You have to attempt 3 questions. So 3 questions attempt ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ please remember you need to be thorough with 3 answers. If you are not thorough with 3 answers, then there's a high possibility that you will unnecessarily you will unnecessarily lose marks, right? So that's something that you need to keep in mind. I'm just going to go through the chat right now. Okay. So one student is asking about the letter writing. So letter format and letter application format. Yesterday's live video should have the format of both the letter of application and resume. So just go through that video. It is there. I explained it. I've showed. It's also there in my toppers paper analysis. I have done a video about the toppers paper. Our toppers paper only we have very clearly written down the format of the letter and using the toppers paper, which is itself very good, right? So just go through that also. Okay. Yes, question bank MCQs, they just that's a very elaborate thing to do at this point of time. But what I would suggest to you is that try solving the question bank question paper, the MCQs. Some lessons have very few, some have a lot more questions. I think we can. Let me see if possible. If I have the time, I can just put up like an answer key which will have all the answers to the MCQs on the Telegram channel. If I'm unable to do so, I think if you refer to Jeevit Scanner, or if you look at the question bank that the board has released in the form of the handbook, most of the answers are already covered over there, right? So you can always refer to those resources as well. And online only you will find good resources. So if I'm able to get it, I will quickly share that with you as well. Just a second. I think something happened with the camera. Something has happened. Check. We're just quickly checking the camera. In the meantime, you can just keep engaging yourselves on the chat box, children. I'm just going to quickly look at it. Okay, the error is fixed. Confusing question. People have less than half acre or exact 1 acre in choose questions. So no, just rephrase that question for me. I think I will look into that. I'm unable to understand the question that you have shared. Okay, so let's move on to the next chapter, which is Sunny Morning. Sunny Morning is my second bet for all of you. Second lesson that you should focus on is for your 4 marks will be Sunny Morning. Sunny Morning nalli you need to focus on why were they concealing their identities ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. This question has come last year exam ನಲ್ಲೂ ಬಂದಿದೆ, this year model question papers ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಬಂದಿದೆ, so refer to that. Then they have actually asked interesting questions. Okay, the love stories they have asked between both Donna Laura and Don Gonzalo, the fake love stories. So adana ನೀವು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Again, these notes are there on Telegram channel. Then you have Laura Laurente's reasons for her death, right? So that is also something that you should be writing for 4 markers. Okay, so Sunny Morning if you know the fictitious stories, I think half of your answers you should be able to write without any problem, and little bit of the first part of the story and little bit about the second part of the story. Again, if you know, you should be able to write for Sunny Morning as well. Okay, so nothing to worry. It is there in your Telegram channel. Click on that PDF. That PDF should have all the notes for Sunny Morning as well. Okay, the last lesson that I will cover for 3 marks is I believe books will never disappear. Books will never disappear is an easy lesson, very very easy lesson. In fact, I tell my students that just read this lesson and write this answer as your first answer, because in all possibility you will get full 4 marks here, right? So what are the main questions over here? Last year in the paper 1 they had asked why will books never disappear anta. That was a 4 mark question that they had asked. They had 3 mark question actually last year. They had asked about poem and poetry, the difference between poem and poetry for 3 marks. Then they had asked about the description of mother for 3 marks. Last year ಈ ಲೆಸನ್ 3 marks ಬಂದಿತ್ತು, 4 marks ಗಲ್ಲ. This year 4 marks model question paper ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the function of books is very important ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. That is something that you should definitely study. Borges' mother, the relationship between him and his mother, they have asked, study that also. And poem and poetry also ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. See, this lesson ಅಲ್ಲಿ questions are easily predictable. It will be any one of these few questions itself. ಇರದೆ 3-4 question, ಆ 3-4 questions ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಆ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಎನಫ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಗುಡ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಮ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್. ಓಕೆ, great. So I think we have covered all the possible lessons that you should focus on for your 3 markers and 4 markers from my point of view. Now I know that some of you have written questions about where there is a wheel. Where there is a wheel ali read economic implications, children, and also read about why wheel have become a freedom symbol of freedom, independence and mobility for the women of Pudukkottai. If you read those answers, I think that should be good enough for you. Okay, so yes, yes, so in Jeevit publication some answers could be missed, and it could be a little slightly wrong. I would say refer to the textbook when you are stuck in that kind of a situation, right? And not all answers are wrong. There could be 1 or 2 answers which could be a little bit here and there. So when you are confused, just look at your textbook, and I think that should be good enough for you to do this, right? So I think, yeah, so what I would say at the end of this video is just very simple things, right? Keep in mind that you are writing the English paper tomorrow, and of course you are so confused. There should be a lot of doubts that you might have, right? But what I want you to focus on is that it is not tough. When you think that it is difficult, it will automatically make you feel that it is difficult and you will not be able to do it. So all I would say to all of you is stay calm, look at the notes and prepare for the notes accordingly for your 2 marks, 3 marks and 4 marks. MCQs ge just spend some time with the MCQs. I think if you know the stories, you should be able to answer 50 to 60% of it without any textbook reference. Mikit questions ge you should be able to look into the textbook and you should be able to get into the answers as well, right? So that's what I would say. And grammar ge again question bank ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, model question papers ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. I have already solved a lot of questions from grammar also. Please refer to those videos, and I think that should help you as well, right? So My motivation is very simple. I think when you overcomplicate things, it is possible that you will feel stressed. Don't overcomplicate it. It is as simple as what I'm sharing. Refer to the resources that we have shared. Be very strategic. Don't be stupid at this point of time, and try to cover everything in the entire time that you have right now. That will just exhaust you. That will just make preparation useless. So 3 marks again, I've told you what are lessons to cover those lessons. 4 marks again, I've told you what are the easiest lessons to cover, what is the easiest way to score marks, cover those lessons. The notes that we have given you has all the answers in it for the 3 markers and 4 markers from the model question paper and from the board papers, right? So that should also help you. So organized agi study madidre, within a span of 2 hours 3 hours you should be completely thorough with 3 marks and 4 marks. Then another 1 hour if you are able to just give for grammar, including reported speech and letter of application and resume. That's it. So with the, if you are smart, right now the time is 8:15, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11:30 in between. If you take 20-30 minutes for having dinner, you have 3 hours to prepare for your 3-4 grammar content. Morning 1 or 2 hours if you are able to spend for revising and then studying anything that is pending, and MCQs na brush up madidre, you still have a good amount of preparation, right? So do not overcomplicate it and do not overthink it. Please look at the notes that we have given. We have given you all the notes. We have given you a sufficient amount of information and resources. So just calm yourself down, sit on the video that I have shared right now, look at the things that we are predicting for, keep these resources at hand, and just focus on doing your preparations, right? For the notes, please find our link in the Telegram channel. You will find all the notes there. That should be good enough for you. 50 to 60 questions from model papers baratte. I think it is not something that you should fully be confident about. I don't know, I cannot predict it and I cannot say that no children. I think it will be wrong from my end to say that hinge barbodu anta. Or baratte anta I cannot say. Barbodu anta I can say. So that's a risk that you would want to take. And honestly, at this point of time, it's better not to take risk and then feel miserable about it, no, if it doesn't come. So, but if you take the risk and if it comes, then nothing like it, right? So just be smart. Try to mix both. 50-60% barbodu. So cover the questions and also do your back end work. So then it should be fine. Okay. Resume writing, is it compulsory to write? See, resume writing, if you're writing letter of application with very little points, without if you don't describe your entire biodata in the letter of application, then resume barilebeku. But if you're writing very briefly, sorry, if you're writing in detail the biodata in your letter of application itself, then resume necessity illa. Both the formats I have told in the letter of application video. In your textbook, sorry, in your workbook, there are two formats. One format is for if you write detailed biodata. The other format is for if you write little bit of biodata and resume in your letter of application. So refer to that video. I think that should help you. 4 marks from Gardner, as I shared. If you want the 4 marks from Gardner, I made a note of it. Basically, they're asking about the rivalry between Tamanna and Basavaya. So that's a question that they have asked in the previous year's paper. Comparison between the rivalry, how Tamanna and Basavaya got the land and all of those things. That is also something that they have asked. Enmity of two humans is considered enmity between two nations. Russia and USA bagge they have mentioned something in the story, alva. Other bagge they will ask you for 4 marks. In this model question paper, they have asked about man's vengefulness, revenge tagolo abilities between man, you know. So ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ತಮನ್ನ ಬಸವಯ್ಯ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ರೈವಲ್ರಿ ಇತ್ತು, then abstract rivalry ಆಯ್ತು, and then he completely destroyed Basavaya. Because of that, Basavaya thought that Tamanna's health was his wealth anta. But eventually what happens, Basavaya dies, so once he dies, the enmity or the rivalry ended. So that is the basically, if you know both the stories, you should be able to write aram se. Then owner's life, how did the life of the owner change after the Gardner came? The first part, very easy. Income increased, the plantation expanded, then what is that, thefts reduced. So these are the positive. The negatives were that his life was filled with a lot of vices and adultery. Then he started becoming lazy, lethargic, right? And all of those sections. Very simple. That answer is the most easiest in Gardner lesson. So e 3 questions na focus madidare saku. One is rivalry between Tamanna Basavaya. How did Basavaya overcome his humiliation? Then the one extra question that you should study, which came in last year's paper, was the enmity between two humans and two nations. So actually, it is 4 questions and the changes that happened in the life of the owner after the gardener came. Okay, so that is the things that you should focus on right now. Model question papers we have done yesterday only, so please look into that video. I think that should be really helpful for you. Okay, so I think we are at time today. So I'm really hoping that all of you will take the examination tomorrow with the positive spirit. At this moment, don't feel stressed, is all I can say. I would say just look at the resources, and I would say just feel completely confident to look at the resources, refer to the resources, and just prepare with the time that you have. You have enough time, right? So those who have just finished statistics exam or psychology exam or any other exam that you have today, you have some time. So you don't have to worry about it. And English is fortunately not a tough paper for you to crack with limited time, right? So you can do it well. And my hope is that you really, irrespective of art, science, commerce, I think this paper will really help you boost your percentages also, right? It is easy, it is predictable. There's a blueprint which they're following. There are model papers which are reflecting in the final paper as well. So I think the board has made it easy for the students in order to prepare and show their best in their examinations. That's probably the intention of the board, right? So I would say let's honor that intention and let's try our level best to go prepared tomorrow and not really go under prepared tomorrow. So that's the only request that I have from all of you. All those people watching from different parts of Karnataka, I wish you the very best for tomorrow's examination. And yeah, if you need any other things, please do put that, and we will see if we have the time, we can definitely help you out with those resources on the Telegram channel as well. Thank you so much again for all of you for joining our live session today. I hope I've answered all your questions, and I hope that you are well equipped with the exam tomorrow. Thank you so much. I will see you all. That was Pawan sir waving at you, so you can say bye to him as well. But yes, see you all, students. All the best for your examination tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.